We're starting this cook-off today with a beautifully sliced up spare rib into a St. Louis style cut. Today we are using the Gospel barbecue rub, all-purpose rub from Meat Church. And let me tell you, we are going to be spreading the gospel today. I did not put on any binder or anything like that. The meat is wet enough to accept all this rub that we're throwing on. And yeah, we are going a little heavy today with the sauce, unlike what I normally do. And I wouldn't put on this much rub, but I really want to give this a try. Unsponsored. I want to have fun with it. Getting them sides as well. A lot of good meat in there. Make sure it's got good crust formation too. Okay, that's looking great. And just like that, we spread the gospel all over these ribs. Well, now we get the barbecue fired up and put them on. Here's the barbecue, big green egg set up, ready to start being lit. Right now I have a posto log right in the middle of it, surrounded by a beautiful bed of lump charcoal. I'm a little behind schedule today, so I will be using the bigger torch to get this thing started. Normally if I was doing a longer cook, like spare ribs, pork butt, brisket, I'm going to be doing a smaller fire for a longer cook, because if you're too big a fire, this charcoal will heat up too fastly, get too hot, and burn out. But today, a little behind schedule, so we'll go ahead and use some gasoline, pun intended, with a bigger torch. Good start on this fire. I will now put on the deflector plate right away, instead of just letting it get a little too hot. Yes, this will deflect the direct heat, so I'm putting these ribs on this grate that's only getting indirect heat. And if you don't know barbecue very well, indirect is what you want for a good barbecue. And if you think about it, this is a convection oven. We have heat down below, rising, moving over the meat, and out the exhaust. That is exactly what a convection oven is. It's heated air moving over meat, over your casserole dish, chicken, turkey, whatever, what have you. That's what this is. It's a lot easier now to make the comparison for cooking something if you're using terms you understand. Treat this as a convection oven, and everyone cook ribs today. In a convection oven, it's probably 250 for 4 to 5 hours. That's it. You can do this in the oven, the exact same temperature, get the exact same results. You just wouldn't get the amazing smoked barbecue flavor. These ribs sweated out very nicely. My rub's looking great on there. I like to kind of squish them in a little bit. They will retain the form you put them in for the whole cook. Obviously, they'll shrink. The meat will shrink, but the bones will probably stay in the same location. Just be aware of that as we watch this throughout the rest of the day. And here we go. Should be great. I like what I'm seeing already. That's a great color formation on there. I will now wrap these in some tin foil. A couple of things I just did there. Not sure if you were tracking. So what I did was I put the ribs meat side down, bone side up. These ribs curl. I do not want any puncture from the actual bones into the tin foil from underneath. All the liquid that we're going to get to get this thing nice and tender will just go away if we let all the liquid escape. Don't want that. Next is I'm not going to put, this is not a competition style ribs you see on those barbecue shows. This is home style backyard cooking. You don't need all those extra ingredients to get the amazing one bite, your winner competition challenge thing. This is home backyard barbecue. So what we do at home, we use tin foil to wrap these things up. As you can see this, I'm putting about maybe a quarter cup of apple cider vinegar in the tin foil. And there we go. And this is, again, under trick and technique. These are very, this thick, heavy duty, thick aluminum foil from Sam's Club. I would always recommend getting the thickest kind you can. because you will pay for it in the end, whether or not you're going to ruin your ribs or you're going to have great ribs with pay a little extra for the better foil. This is an 18-inch by 500-foot roll. This lasts a long time, and I definitely recommend it. Don't skimp out. Thanks, dog. See how we're doing with pullback on this, because that's what we're really going for when we put them in the tin foil. That looks good. Let's go ahead and remove it from the tin foil and put it back on the barbecue and start making it really saucy. I'm gonna grab the ribs horizontally. I'm terrified it's gonna fall apart. Flip over, there we go. The great thing too, I think is funny, is you can see the color difference between the rib tips now and this, based on, because this was been in tin foil for maybe 90 minutes, how much more smoke these guys got, how much darker they are versus the ribs which were in the foil. I normally recommend to heat up the sauce before you put it on, because if you think about it, you don't want to put on wet sauce, cold sauce on something you're trying to cook. You want to make sure the sauce is good and warm, so it actually allows for a better application, as well as doesn't cool down the meat as you're trying to cook it. This is the first application of sauce, and this is a saucy rib video. We are not going to limit ourselves with how much sauce we're putting on. It's going to get a little crazy, but that's what we're doing here. Here we are, about 20 minutes later. It's time for another application. Application, I say it like I'm a doctor or something. Well, I'm not Dr. Barbecue, but I'm definitely giving some good medicine here. I'm trying to do it so you don't see the streaks too much from the brush. So that takes away a little bit of the I don't know, the experience. We can see the brush strokes. Looking good. We are coming along nicely. I'll zoom in just a little bit. Not get my camera too close to this. It's right in the middle. Right here. It's the sauce has solidified, and that's exactly what we're going for. Look over here, it's still very liquid. So I want all the sauce to solidify on the tops of the ribs. So that's what we're going. So I'm going to we're making a complete saucy rib. Oop. That's what we're going for. You can get like a squeeze bottle and do this too. You don't have to use a brush to apply this. Looking great. There we go. You know what? I think we are done. These ribs look amazing. Awesome. A moment of truth. I have two different sets of spatulas here. So move it. I don't want to use tongs above because I don't want to ruin that beautiful top. Let it rest for a little bit and then we'll cut into it. Destroy the sauce. We spent so long trying to perfect on this. And if you want to, when you're cutting out these ribs, you actually can turn this over upside down. It'll be really easy to see where the bones are, and more importantly, where the bones aren't, to get good slices too. But today, I'm not doing that because I don't want to put this upside down, and then all the sauce would just completely go on the cutting board and not be pretty. So we'll struggle through this here today. And you can tell these bones are curved, they're not straight. You're cutting them, make sure you're taking that into account. There you go. And yeah, a sharp knife goes a long way with this thing too, because it's very, very tender. And if the knife wasn't sharp, it'd be a mush. A plate of mush right now versus a delicious plate of cut up ribs. And there we go. Like what I'm seeing. We have some amazing saucy ribs ready to try. You ready, kiddo? Mm-hmm. Go ahead and grab yours. It's awesome. What do you think?
Good.
Good. My one goal for this whole video was to get her face all barbecued up. She's actually doing a pretty good job being clean. We'll see how it goes.
Mm.
There you go. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit myself. Wow. You know it's good. Nothing left on the bone. Oh, that was amazing. Good, good job, me. The big difference here today is we did a modified 3-2-1 method. So that is, we actually put them in foil. Normally, I'm not putting my ribs in foil anymore. I just leave them out in the barbecue. It gives a great crust on that, as well as good tenderness too. But today, the foil just really came through, getting these ribs nice and tender, as well as juicy to take on the sauce. See, these ribs. This looks absolutely amazing. Great bite through on that.
Okay.
Perfect. Perfect. It's not fall off the bone, but I'm pretty sure you took a fork to these, it would fall off.
Yeah.
Wow. That's good stuff. All right. Anything else, kiddo? Use post oak, lump charcoal. For temperature wise, it was kind of fluctuating a little bit. It started off 232, and I think it got up to maybe 280 during the cook. It kind of got away from me a little bit. We were doing some house cleaning, but other than that, pretty good little cook. Good stuff. Yeah.
Don't drop that.
Any feedback you want to give?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay. I'm sorry. I'll let you eat. Thank you for watching, everybody. Have a great rest of your day and great weekend. And as always, keep barbecuing America. Cheers. Good stuff, huh, kiddo? Awesome.